Do you expect that to happen?
No.
Why is that?
I mean, because I don't know. I don't think, have they announced, have you heard Tank say that he was going to fight?
It's not official yet.
No, okay, so no. I think Tank is avoiding real boxers, right? He's avoiding them for a reason.
I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Rematch, do you want to fight Tank?
100%. It's only a matter of time. We're going to fight. We're going to fight again. It's just whenever the fight going to happen.
So it's going to happen?
It's going to happen.
Haney has started controversy by calling out Gervonta "Tank" Davis for allegedly refusing a rematch with Lamont Roach. Haney, the outspoken father and trainer of Devin Haney, did not hold back in exposing what he sees as Davis avoiding real competition. According to Haney, Roach deserves another chance after his strong performance against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. But Davis and his team are not willing to make it happen. This latest accusation adds to the ongoing debates about Davis's choice of opponents and whether he is avoiding dangerous fights on purpose.
He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow. And I could have took advantage of the moments, but I think I was boxing too much in the beginning. And when I felt like he was slow, it was just already late down the line type of thing. But I should have pressed the issue, you know.
How you doing, Gervonta? This is Matt from Bunch Boxing. I wanted to ask you, earlier in the year you spoke about retiring after 2025. How does a result that maybe you weren't expecting or a result that you didn't think you deserved maybe change the course of your plans?
On March 1st, 2025, Gervonta Davis faced Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. The fight ended in a majority draw, marking the first time Davis did not win in his professional career. The match had a controversial moment in the 9th round when Davis took a knee, but the referee did not call it a knockdown. This decision caused debates among fans and analysts, with many believing Roach was denied a possible upset victory. Davis later explained that he took a knee because hair grease ran into his eyes, not because of a punch. The New York State Athletic Commission started an investigation into the incident, mentioning technical issues that stopped an immediate video review. After the controversial draw, Gervonta Davis showed a strong desire for a rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. He planned to schedule the rematch by the end of May 2025 to prove himself and confirm his place in the lightweight division. Davis, who had earlier hinted at retiring soon, now plans to fight at least 4 more times, showing a new commitment to his boxing career. However, some rumors say that Tank doesn't want the rematch anymore.
I mean, people have compared him to a young Mike Tyson multiple times. What do you think your son does better than Tank?
Box. He can outbox anybody. When Devin is being Devin, the Devin I know, he can outbox anybody on the planet. We have that kind of skill set. I think that matched up against Tank Davis, that was a fight that we've always liked. We've always fancied our chances. And that's the part of the business. That's the part of boxing, as having two sides, having that ultimate dance partner, right? And Tank and his team, they can't be both. They can't be Tank and be the opponent as well. You know what I mean? So they've said a lot of things, but the one thing that they haven't said is that they wanted to fight Devin.
Right, so that's not going to happen.
Not
in terms
next.
of anything that you've seen.
Not next, definitely not.
Bill Haney has been outspoken in his criticism of Gervonta Davis's choice of opponents. He called Davis a manufactured fighter, claiming Davis has mostly fought slow-footed Mexican fighters, suggesting that Davis has avoided facing elite competition. Haney believes Davis lacks confidence in his skills, which is why he avoids challenging top-level boxers like his son, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson. He also mocked the matchup between Davis and Roach, saying it is not important and does not offer a real challenge to Davis. The boxing community has been divided over the Davis versus Roach fight and the possible rematch. Some fans and analysts agree with Bill Haney, showing disappointment in Davis's opponent choices and urging him to fight stronger fighters. Others believe the rematch is fair because of how controversial the first fight was and think Davis deserves a chance to prove himself against Roach again. The cancellation of the originally scheduled fight between Davis and Roach, followed by several delays, has added to doubts about Davis's commitment and the quality of his opponents. Lamont Roach Jr. has made it clear he wants a rematch with Gervonta Davis after their controversial majority draw on March 1st at Brooklyn's Barclays Center. The fight ended with one judge scoring it 115-113 for Davis, while the other two judges had it tied at 114-114. A key moment came in the 9th round when Davis took a knee due to eye irritation, but referee Steve Willis did not rule it as a knockdown. Roach believes this decision changed the outcome of the fight. He said, "I thought I pulled it out. I definitely thought I won, but we can run it back." Davis has also shown interest in a rematch, aiming for a fight by the end of May. With both fighters eager to settle things, a rematch could finally bring a clear ending to their rivalry.
I must say, do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, But I didn't really know that you can, get disqualified for all that. Or, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
B-Soccer, a pivotal moment happened in the 9th round when Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach, but the referee did not count it as a knockdown, saying it was due to grease in Davis's eyes. Davis later said that he took a knee because hair grease was dripping into his eyes and causing a burning sensation. He explained, "I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my hair. When I was sweating and things like that, it burned my eyes."
From a division lower moves up and gives Tank Davis his toughest fight. I thought beating him on the inside, making him miss, putting offense behind defense after making him miss, being more active. Obviously, Tank's going to have the edge in power. Tank is going to have the edge in power strikes. I think ultimately the stats spoke to that. I don't think that this was a disaster. I think it'd be strong to call it a disaster. The fight was not great up front. The fight was not great in the middle, but it was very good. Not amazing, but definitely very good down the stretch. I think we can all agree with that.
Roach, feeling that he won the fight, immediately called for a rematch, saying, "I hope to be a multi-divisional world champion, and this is a fight that will solidify the legacy I want to have."
The results are fair. I think they're fair. I think 115, 113 in either direction is probably okay. For Lamont Roach, his stock goes up, I think, a significant amount, given how he was able to push Tank, land on Tank, make this the toughest fight of Tank's 31 pro fight career by far. I think he did himself a lot of favors. What are we going to do with Tank Davis now? I mean, it's not like he looked bad. Some of you guys had pointed out he might have had an injury somewhere around that 6th round. He didn't mention it to BC, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have it. And maybe that's a good way to look at this. Like, he just wasn't fully healthy himself, and it ended up costing him in the end, blah, blah, blah. I think another way to look at this is he was supposed to have a big call out after this. He gets a draw.
Roach voiced his frustration over the decision, saying, "I thought I pulled it out. I definitely thought I won, but we can run it back."
Gervonta Davis gets a controversial draw against Lamont Roach. 2025 NYC. Both men start the fight wrapped in caution tape while downloading using their powerful Intel Core processors. Tank then begins playing a game of Tom and Jerry as he scurries around the ring, baiting Roach to chase him. Lamont soon starts landing sharp counters as he times Tank, who's dropping low. But Gervonta's cannon straight left soon finds its way home like it's using Google Maps. However, Roach also continues touching Tank with counters during their exchanges. But the Baltimore native's straight left keeps repeatedly connecting like AT&T, walloping Lamont as he angles around him with the geometric brilliance of Pythagoras. By round 6, though, Davis has taken control by investing in the breadbasket like he's a Stella Doro stockholder, while also cracking Roach's Liberty Bell like they're in Philly. But at this point, Lamont's titanium-dipped chin is rearing its head.
Davis, who was initially hesitant, has since shown interest in a rematch, hoping for it to happen by the end of May. Promoter Gary Jonas has said that negotiations are going well, suggesting that the rematch is very close to being finalized. Despite Lamont Roach Jr.'s frequent calls for a rematch after their controversial majority draw on March 1st, Davis has said that an immediate rematch is not in his current plans. The bout ended with one judge scoring it 115-113 for Davis, while the other two judges had it even at 114-114. A key moment happened in the 9th round when Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach, leading to debates about whether it should have been ruled a knockdown. Referee Steve Willis did not count it as a knockdown, a decision that has been widely discussed. Roach's team appealed the draw and asked for a review of the 9th round incident, but the New York State Athletic Commission upheld the original decision, saying both fighters followed the referee's rulings during the match. Davis recognized Roach's performance, but said that a rematch is not his top priority right now. He hinted that he has other plans for his next fight and told fans they would soon find out who his next opponent will be. There has been a lot of speculation about Davis's future matchups, but no official announcements have been made yet. Roach, disappointed by the commission's decision to uphold the draw, remains determined to get a rematch. He believes there is unfinished business and continues pushing for another fight to settle the controversy. As both fighters move forward in their careers, the boxing community remains very interested in whether a rematch will happen or if Davis will take on different challenges.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute.
Boxing trainer Greg Hackett has shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr., calling it a good fight. Hackett acknowledges that while casual fans might not be familiar with Roach because of his quiet personality, those who truly know boxing recognize Roach's skills and championship level. He points out that Roach's calm style is very different from Davis's more flashy image, which includes tattoos and a strong public presence. Despite this, Hackett stresses that Roach is a strong opponent who deserves respect, and he believes the matchup holds important value, especially within their local communities.
So, Jay, bout ended in the controversial draw. If the rematch were to occur next, who wins or who has the advantage?
You got to learn from the first fight. And you got to bring something different, but at the same time, you still got to be careful. That goes for both sides. You can't pick a winner. The fight was too good. You can't pick a winner. I see where Lamont neutralized Tank, and I see where Tank neutralized Lamont. Somebody got to.
Controversial draw between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. took an unexpected turn when the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC, admitted there was a technical issue that affected the review process during the fight. The controversy comes from an incident in the 9th round where Davis appeared to take a knee, but the referee did not rule it as a knockdown. Normally, officials have access to instant replay to review such moments and ensure accurate decisions. However, NYSAC revealed that a technical malfunction stopped them from properly reviewing the situation, creating uncertainty about whether Davis should have been counted down. This admission has fueled debates about the integrity of the fight and the need for better replay systems in boxing. MMA journalist Ariel Helwani provided an in-depth analysis of the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach Jr. fight, calling it a solid contest but not an extraordinary one. His main focus was on the controversial 9th round where Davis took a knee, a moment that has become the center of post-fight discussions. According to standard boxing rules, when a fighter voluntarily kneels without being pushed or tripped, it is typically considered a knockdown. Helwani argued that the referee's decision not to rule it as a knockdown had a big impact on the fight's outcome, potentially changing the judge's final scores. This viewpoint is shared by many fans, and analysts who feel that the missed call changed the direction of the fight. Some believe that if the referee had counted it as a knockdown, Roach might have gained a scoring advantage, possibly leading to a different result. The incident has reignited discussions about the consistency of officiating in boxing, with many calling for clearer rule enforcement and better use of replay technology to prevent such controversies in future fights.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Rock Solid, the beast of rap. Big baby! Yo, man, I got some good ass videos and takes on this Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis fight. If you have not seen it, you need to go look at it now. Go look from the first one to the last one, all right? Don't go from the top to the bottom. Go and look for the video I did immediately after the fight and then watch after, bro. Talking about everything. But Stephen A. Smith chimed in on the Gervonta Davis or Lamont Roach fight. I want y'all to know what Stephen A. Smith said.
I was stunned.
Lamont Roach posted this on his Instagram profile. He said, I gotta stand down and give mad respect to Lamont Roach. Brother fought one hell of a fight. This was a damn close fight. Gervonta taking a knee should have been a knockdown. Either way, Roach has skills, fought his ass off, deserves nothing but respect. He earned the boxing world's attention tonight. He has mine. Thought he'd be too small. I was wrong. Roach is special.
Former world champion and boxing analyst Paulie Malignaggi offered a critical view of the matchup itself, suggesting that Roach, while technically skilled, lacked the high-profile experience typically seen in pay-per-view events. Malignaggi expressed a preference for Davis to face opponents with more explosive performances at the elite level or those with bigger personalities. He emphasized the importance of carefully selecting opponents to justify pay-per-view status and expected Davis to be a heavy favorite in such matchups. Promoter Oscar De La Hoya expressed optimism about Roach's potential, saying that those who focus only on statistics might overlook the subtle nuances in Roach's fighting style. He described Roach as sneaky good, pointing out his ability to land combinations without alerting his opponents. De La Hoya advised Roach to fight fearlessly, stressing the importance of mental strength and a bold approach when facing a powerful opponent like Davis. Renowned boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez shared his opinion on the controversy, stating that Davis should have either lost the round 10-8 or faced disqualification because of his corner's intervention during the 9th round incident. Alvarez referenced the Boxing Commission's rules to support his stance, emphasizing that such infractions require strict enforcement to maintain the sport's integrity.
Like it all kind of felt like an afterthought. And then the fight happens, and truth be told, like the fight wasn't the best fight of all time. It was fine. It wasn't your vintage Tank Davis fight. There wasn't a knockout. There wasn't a knockdown scored by him. It was just sort of fine. If that was your first time watching Tank, you're probably like, okay, yeah, sort of, I get it. But it kind of speaks to his demeanor going into the fight. Like it just felt a little bit underwhelming. And then we get to the 9th round, and then it's complete madness because in the 9th round, you probably have heard by now, the fight is moving along, and it is important to note that Lamont Roach lands a jab or two, and where we want to start the clock is up to debate. But he certainly lands a punch, and then seconds after that punch lands, that jab lands, all of a sudden Tank Davis takes a knee. He quickly takes a knee, and there it is right there. 9th round, 217. He is taking a knee, and he's looking to his corner. And he also, ever so briefly, it appears as though he's almost trying to call time.